you cannot handle real work, reality talk, 80+ language, simply skip the video.
Okay, so today, vlog number 12 plus 1, 13. So I'm at the moment at the coffee shop, and we take a cafe, smetana, creamer, and I thought about this. I'm now over here, and this is the thing about my vlogs. I could sit around swimming pools and whatever. The thing is, you know what? Everything is rough and raw, unedited. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit B-rolls and that kind of stuff, but I'm not editing stuff the way that it makes me look better and that I say things, or that I edit the things that I'm saying, that they sound more beautiful than they are. And that's simply also with the backgrounds. See, beautiful, right? Anyway, so we went to the coffee shop. Beautiful, right? But yeah, like I said, everything is raw and unedited. I'm actually on my way now to the Alianza market, and the reason that I walk over here is not to show you this lovely background or the surroundings, but it's simply because the tram that usually goes to Alianza took a little turn. But you know what, in the meantime you can see a little bit some things, another side of Bulgaria, of Sofia, Bulgaria. And the weather is, by the way, fantastic. And like always, we got the Vitesha mountain over there. And by the way, I changed the view on the camera. I don't know if you noticed it, because I found the setting. Like I said, I'm not the most technical guy, and I was wrestling with it, and I used AI. I said, can you give me the instructions how to do this? I'm using always Gemini Advanced. I started with ChatGPT in the beginning. Also, I even used the one that you could download from GitHub and then install it on your, in my case, on my VPS, and then I used that version, but very, very clunky and everything was, but that was the beginning. Like I said, once the whole AI came up, I just jumped in straight away because I knew it would be fucking great. So anyway, yeah, that is the day. The day later on I'm going to train, because I had to do so much stuff this morning, and I didn't want to miss out to visit some people, because on the Alianza market, Sofia, it closes around 4, and if I would train first, feel sweaty, then I don't feel anymore, and I want to shake some hands with some people. I want to check for some giveaways, which I also want to do, because I also need more subscribers. Come on, help me out over here. And yes, when it's about the vlogging, again, I'm now starting to add the B-rolls, which doesn't mean, again, you know, that I'm changing and shifting my words so that it makes me look beautiful, or it makes me look better than I actually am. So, a little bit of view of Vitesha mountain again, like always, and we going in. So first I'm gonna finish this coffee, and then maybe I will show you some other things. First I need to take a sip of coffee. Let me give you a little bit of this, a part of the stadium. Look, it's a little bit you know what I want to say, but nothing bad about it. It is, by the way, a massive stadium, huh? Serious, fucking massive. But let's see, we're gonna go to the Alianza market, which is actually, wait a minute, oh, it's fucking straightforward. I thought it was behind over there. Wow. Okay, yeah, sometimes and I'm not only confused with my wordings, but also with where I'm actually am. And maybe you start to understand also a little bit that I'm pretty much all over Sofia pretty much all the time. But in the meantime, I'm doing a lot of chats. Actually, 10 minutes ago I had to write an email for a financial institution to solve something, and the problem was that the app didn't show the balance, and on the browser it did. I'm not gonna mention any names, like always, but that's what I also did. So sometimes I might sound a little bit confused, but like I said, I am going to work on the way I speak, the speed of the clips, so you're not hanging around too much with a thought. No, darling, get to the fucking point. I understand. But also, this is day 13 of vlogging. What else is going to happen when it's regarding the vlogging? Because like I said, I'm very transparent about the fact that I just started 13 days ago. Before this I always did the training videos. The link is down below on TikTok. But from Thursday, which is already tomorrow, time flies, man. From tomorrow I will start doing the training videos that somebody who starts and actually still wants to live a life that you don't have to weigh proteins and watch what you eat. With simple things you can be pretty ripped and you can live a life of let's say I would say not straight away fulfillment, because there are other things involved to live a life of fulfillment, but to be in a good physical state is a part of the deal. Because yeah, you can be multi-millionaire and pretty much walk around as a bag of potatoes, which means you're unable to fully enjoy life. But also, let's say it like this, keep your spouse happy. And of course, I know a lot of spouses, and I'm saying this, men and women, they're quickly happy. I know, but let's assume that you're one of those people who want to do a little bit more in life, not only think about yourself. And a lot of people only think about how can I get more. Instead, let's think about how you can provide more value to the world, and not only provide more value, also show a little bit more appreciation to life itself. So this is the Ilianci market. I'm not gonna film over there yet. I think I'm not gonna walk in. I always want to check a little bit the environment. If it's incredibly busy, I'm not gonna point the camera. And I know, and those travel vloggers, no bad word about them, but I feel a little bit like, let's put people on camera so we can actually watch them as something, and I don't want to use the word, but when you go to the zoo, that is the feeling that I have when I would walk somewhere and I would put a camera in their face. Look at this guy, how he's doing. No, I always like to respect people on the highest level form possible. So I need to go to the toilet, which is actually a peeing spot, and this is my peeing spot for now around the Ilianci market. Very important information. So if you need to pee before you come to Sofia, Bulgaria, and you want to go into the Ilianci market, you can pee over there. Cost you one left, but cheap ass MF that I am, I'm going to pee over there. So ciao for now. It's fucking huge, right? For 20 leva, 10 euros. Huge backpack. You can travel with it. I mean, serious traveling. I think I can almost put all my belongings in the... You see the fucking size of this thing. By the way, maybe that's also a funny thing. If you watch this video, and you see something interesting, maybe I could send it. I'm trying not to put people on the camera, so yeah. A little bit outside the Ilianti market, and one of these stands we also sold some t-shirts, and this was pretty much our strategy. We dropped t-shirts at several places where people selling t-shirts and souvenirs, because we had a t-shirt. I designed a t-shirt, Bulgarian. By the way, I want to bring that one actually back, and the way I marketed the whole thing was totally childish, but over there we did this, but that's more than 12 years ago. Just to give you a little bit an insight that I also have a little bit history over here. And you know, on this market, you know, a lot of Chinese people and respect to those Chinese people, they speak fluently Bulgarian, you know. And also when you go to Holland, Chinese people just speak the language, and respect to them, huh? And of course every day I'm putting in 1 hour reading Bulgarian, listening to Bulgarian, and do constant actually along the day I have constant also conversations in my head. Not that I'm some kind of psycho, but when I walk around I'm just imagining conversation. If I don't know some words, I'm straight away on going Google Translate, and then I'm filling in those words, and then usually I'm using those words once I'm getting into a conversation. Anyway, totally different topic. I just started a little bit over here. There's another person coming again. Let's see if I can get in over there again. No. Well, let's see. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, you can get in. So we get in over here, and maybe I can film a little bit inside. It's not so busy as usually in the weekend. I don't even know what day it is. I think it's Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. Who cares? We're still alive. That's the most important thing. So let's see. So this is one of the halls. Let's see if we... Yeah, not a lot of people. Good. But this is pretty big, I think. There are several halls. And yeah, this is the Ilianti market. And I actually bought this now for $3 so I can click the GoPro on it, because I constantly held it in my pocket, and you know how that can end up. I will lose the GoPro, and then yeah, then I have to film everything with my phone, which I don't like, for the reason simply because on the back of the phone there is a camera, and there's always something in the back end of people's heads. Is he filming me? And like always, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. And like I said, I also really admire that, you know, those people who those traveling vlogs, and then also put people on the camera. I don't know how they do it. Maybe I should ask how they do it, because do you need to ask people for consent, or you know? But also I think I don't have the personality for it, because hey, if you really look at those people, they pretty much blend in with the people, and they don't actually, you know, grab so much attention. Well, you know, you understand what I mean. I'm not saying that it for them is easier to get them on the camera, but I don't know how that would work, because you know, do you need to ask for all those people for consent or something? I don't know. If you know, yeah, just let me know, because I don't know. Of course I can research it, but at the moment I really don't know. And see, now I'm walking a little bit away from the busy area, so I can show you a little bit around. See, and that's also something what I like, eh? It's really massive. And this is another thing. Those people, yeah, they sell in bulk probably to stores. But you know what? Sometimes I like just to walk around, check the prices, and sometimes you bump into nice products. Some products you can buy over here, like the tripod. I think for €2 we bought them, and sell them in Malta for €25. You know, if I really would put in some work over here, just had to make pictures of all the products that I think that are interesting, put it on a e-commerce store, because there is one some ad in Bulgaria where they sell those clip-on microphones, and on this market you can buy them for 10 leva, and they sell it, I think, on the landing page, and I got the link, but also the screenshot of the landing page that they used to sell. Says some people also really have short-term website links, and then they make some sales or scam people, I don't know, and then they take it down. I always make screenshots of it, so they're handy for reference. And also, you know, I'm looking at those. I scrutinize tons and tons of landing pages, but if you like those microphones for 10 leva, you can buy them over here on the Ilianci market. So of course then you have to find the stand, but you can just contact me if you want, you know, because on the website they asked 50 leva, and also even if you have to order them for AliExpress, I think they are around, I don't know what. See, let's say you're from Bulgaria and you like those microphones, because also let me tell you this, at that time I was looking for a microphone for on the phone, because from tomorrow I will start using them. And if you're really looking for something, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. What I'm telling you, I spent some serious time on it, and in the end I find them over here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now, because now I'm gonna walk into the crowd again, and I would like to shake some hands, and then I'm going back and I'm going to train. So let's close out, maybe a quick look, you know, without saying here is your face on my camera. Oh, see, now people with the bags. Okay, that's good. I'm going to say hi. So ciao for now. Quickly, you know, about the weather. The weather is insane today. It's insane. And while I'm saying this, I'm also giving you a little bit a look around again. You know, you're already a local at the moment if you watch the previous videos, which you definitely should. Will make your life so much better. Anyway, we're going now on the tram 11, and then I'm going to the calisthenics spot, and from here you can go all the way to, I think, oh man, I forgot the name. I think it's Paradise Garden. I will make it up after I turn up the next clip on the calisthenics spot, because I need to quickly look. I always forget the name of that specific calisthenics spot. So, what is this? Ooh, I don't think that the tram is coming over here. What? Do I see it there? February. Okay. Not good. Anyway, doesn't matter. We just go with the flow. Okay. Ciao for now. Oh, wait a minute. Little view over there. Little view over here. And now we're going to the calisthenics spot. I'm actually thinking to walk towards the same tram that I came with. Yes, so maybe I can show. Oh yeah, from here you can actually see the whole stadium. I don't know if you can see it on the camera like this. Yesterday I checked the footage a little bit, and I think you could see it reasonable. The thing that I did in the Rakovsky Stadium. Later I did a short clip of the surroundings over there with the phone, which is better. But yeah, if you want to see it better, come to Sofia, Bulgaria. We're gonna drink beer, we're gonna do calisthenics, we're gonna shake some hands if you want. So yeah, we're going. Wow, it's actually massive. And I know what you guys thinking, it looks very old, Alan. Well, I'm not gonna argue about that. So ciao for now. You a little bit the building from this angle, and the reason that I'm doing, I always like massive things. That's why I also, you know, I loved also in Holland, just a sec, also in Holland to spend a lot of time in the harbors, you know, massive shit. And also in Malta we lived in the harbor, actually, yeah, for I think 1.5 years together at that time. But the view was insane. The view was insane. And there's another thing about the view. I know most people would like to see YouTubers walking around or sitting next to pools and edit all the stuff what they say so everything looks more attractive. I understand that part, but this is what you get from me: rough, raw, and unedited. And also, you know, if I wanted, I could go sit next to sauna spots, sit in bars, you know, saying all kind of nice things, sipping on cocktails while I never drink fucking cocktails, you know, to make it more attractive. No, this is what you get. This is what I also really love, you know, rough and raw. And the same is with calisthenics. The steel of the calisthenics is never gonna get softer, and the steel also doesn't give a shit if you do it or if you don't do it. The steel doesn't give a fuck. And I'm repeating this over and over. Nobody gives a fuck. And if you don't give a fuck about yourself, who gives a fuck? Keep that in mind. When you feel sorry for yourself, well, you do have more than you actually realize. What I also try to make I try to make people aware of all the things that they way much more have or had than me, and you are already far away. Ooh, some shoes, boots. No, I'm not gonna wear them. You know, that is also something. I have sometimes to stop my thoughts, because, you know, I would put them on and just make maybe a funny dance. But don't do that, Dalong. So, again, a little bit. And there's a beautiful restaurant. You know, that's also something in the middle of, yeah, something that looks, with all the respect, pretty communistic and a little bit downfall. I don't know even how to say it in English. I'm not a native English speaker, but I'm doing my best and I try to improve every day. So yeah, this is the view. I'm almost at the bus stop, and then I think we're going to the West Park, catch a lot of sun, vitamin D. By the way, when it's about vitamins, I said this before, I took extra vitamins. Take everyday vitamins. Vitamin C is for decades already. And since this year, I also started taking vitamin D, because, yeah, you know, the winter thing, yeah, it took a couple of months, and, you know, we need vitamin D. Okay, I went for a few clips ago to the coffee shop over there, and it's not a shop, I know, it's a machine, and you can drink coffee anywhere. Look, nice building. I'm not trying to make fun of the business of the building, huh? But yeah, you know, it's massive, right? I mean, can you imagine the amount of work to put in? Oh, look at this building. And maybe this is, and that's also something what I said yesterday. I'm constantly looking at all the buildings and all the stuff, trees, grass, stones, roads. And, you know, maybe in one of the videos, maybe in video number 50, I can show you that this building has been built up in something beautiful. You never know. You never know. Okay, stop the video for now. Ciao for now. So now I'm in the Rakowski Stadium, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my so-called discipline / pushing myself if I really would listen to this little tiny devil on one side of the shoulder, I don't know which one would it be, over here or over here. But he said the whole time, you know what, we don't want to do it, but we're still doing it. And you know what, once, see now over here I'm in the Rakowski Stadium, so you shake a little bit hands, you know, it's nice. That also motivates you a little bit more again. But let's say it like this, I do understand from people, and when I say something, let's say what you would say, no, that sounds very rude or, you know, cruel. But the thing is, I always do understand, you know, you need to pack your sports bag or whatever, you need to do preparations, you know, and then you also give your mind the time to fuck around with you, huh? Don't underestimate that part. But see, the thing is now, like always, I'm gonna mention it, and this calisthenics session, I will again put it in my Google Sheet, and if I would see at the end of the week an open gap, yeah, then, you know, I wouldn't say I would kill myself, but you know, you cannot turn back the time. Anyways, we're getting in and finish it. And again, the weather is freakishly awesome. Wow, look at the freaking sky over there. Again, Vitische mountain, and wow. Whew, okay, at the moment that I'm happy here, but at the moment I'm pushing myself, so I'm going in. And again, from Thursday I'm gonna explain, and I'm gonna show also what I'm doing, and also the thoughts behind it, why I'm executing specific exercises in specific orders, but also the way I execute them. And another disclaimer for those professional 25-year-old super jacked people who weigh proteins and all that kind of stuff, I'm not like that. I like to live life. I drink beer, I eat meat, pork meat, whatever the fuck I want to eat, but there are a few things that I don't eat, the burgers, the pizzas and all that kind of stuff. I don't get any fuel from that. The thing is, let's get in. So yeah, the TikTok link is like always in the YouTube description down below. That's it, I'm out. So fuck it, let's do this after 60 minutes. And that's the thing also about time, eh? You cannot push it back. It always goes tick 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 tick. And how do you fill it up? You're gonna sit on the couch, you know, watching the latest nice addictive thing on Netflix, or you know, you're gonna work your freaking ass off. Okay, ciao for now. That was one of the best sessions this month. The weather is also freakishly insane, and like I said before, you know, when there's sun, so I mentioned this before, you know, that I'm in the summer I train pretty much every 12 hours, and calisthenics and the runs, calisthenics and or the boxing thing. But yeah, yesterday it was already getting a little bit more sunny. I'm just walking now still in the Rakowski Stadium before I'm going into transportation. And yeah, you know, when there's sun you get this vitamin D thing, and I can pretty much instantly feel it. Let's say 1-2 days direct sun on my skin, it works insanely. And probably also because I'm dark skinned / brown, you know, I'm very energized by it, you know. I feel very good about it. You know, I took vitamin D capsules, D3 or what I don't know the exact thing, but you know, it's just a replacement, like with everything, you know. With, like I mentioned many times, you know, I don't use the whey proteins because I really also don't feel any benefits. I tried it, but I don't feel the difference. I feel much better if I eat a big piece of meat when I feel that when I feel the need feel the need for speed. Different topic. Where was I? Yeah, when I feel the need for any kind of thing, like for example milk. I don't drink everyday milk, but sometimes I have this urge, you know, I want to drink milk, then I drink milk. And the same with the meat. If I feel that I need meat, that I'm lacking a little bit energy, and I think a little bit, oh, I eat meat, then I eat pork meat. And when it's about pork meat and the fat of the pork, I'm actually going to a tree. You know, in the winter I do a lot of fat just to get that extra boost of energy. Somehow that works for me. I'm just sharing what works for me. I am not a nutritionist and or personal trainer or something, but you know, I was also over here. A lot of people ask me how it's actually possible, and also they ask for the reason why I'm doing this and that, and sometimes I take the time, but also sometimes I don't. Anyway, on my TikTok from Thursday I'm going to take the time. Probably I'm gonna upload them on Friday, so you can see them on Friday, and I will start with, because I saw people now also trying to do the toes to bar, right? You're hanging straight and then you put your toes with straight legs to the bar. But you know what I always think about first, you know, you got nothing else to prove to anybody else, because I can see it has some people just a little bit ashamed and or whatever. I had the same feeling, so that's why I also trained myself straight away, pretty much almost to that, sometimes half unconscious, which is totally unnecessary, but that was so I do understand. So I'm also going to explain what to do and not to do and how to start, but also very quickly. Probably you can do it in 7 days much better than I did after 30 days, the toes to bar thing, simply by starting step by step and not trying to show other people what you can do, because in the end, you know, you can swing your whole body just to get those toes in the air, but you know, you don't get the desired result. And I also believe that somehow, because I know from people, you know, they go to the gym, I don't want to look muscular, I don't want this. I know people who do those HIIT training, I don't even know how to pronounce it, maybe it's the double EI or whatever. The thing is, they also say, you know, I don't want to get lean and muscular. They just say, yeah, I'm sweating. You know, in the summer you're also sweating, so I don't see the purpose of only sweating. So if you put in, let's say, the work in a 30 minutes HIIT or whatever kind of training, and you can do in the same amount of time something very targeted, and maybe probably even less exercises, and you mix it with endurance. The endurance is always to put gas in the tank. You know, that is really my approach for the endurance, just to put air in the tank. You know, I like to make this comparison, and maybe you think that is a totally ridiculous comparison, but I see it like this. And when you replace fat with muscle, those muscles need oxygen. You know, it's like a bigger engine in a car. You have to expand the exhaust, right? So I see it like this, and that's the reason that I do the endurance. Of course, I do have the mental thing, and the mental reasons. So I have a little bit an edge on, let's say, average people when I walk into the room. And this is not to be cocky or whatever, but you know, when I present something, I need to look representable, but also that people can feel this guy is disciplined, this guy blah blah blah. Not a story. We're leaving. Ciao, Rakowski. Oh yeah, this is the end. This is a little bit, now yeah, let's call it the back end entrance or front end. This is the Boulevard Bulgaria, Boulevard Bulgaria. Anyway, you can get in over here if you come to Sofia. and you don't want to contact me to have a great time, then you can go over here and just go in from here. Well, we're going to do some travel. Oh yeah, a little bit a look around, and I think it's pretty busy. And I checked what day it is. It's Wednesday. So here we go. And the weather, I'm walking around with a freaking t-shirt. This is awesome. Awesome. Ciao for now. Really have to say this, because a few days ago I talked about the small liquor store, and I said, about the 1 liter bottles, and today I'm around in Lulin, and he bought he put the 1 liter bottles in stock. And yeah, if some people ask me what makes me happy, it's not about the beer, it's about that people move forward. And the thing is, he also said it like, yeah, like I keep my word. And then I thought, because the last time I said because he didn't keep his word, but he took probably his time. But yeah, now the beer is over there, 1 liter bottles. Anyway, that makes me very, very, very happy. But also, let me explain this. I don't have to go over there. There's everywhere liquor stores. But sometimes when the people are nice, I'm going to that store. I like to talk a little bit and then somehow maybe motivate them a little bit somehow. And now he actually did it. So now that he did it, and I'm gonna, not now, but tomorrow I'm going to come over there with some locals from Lulin, and then let's give him a little bit extra clients. So yeah, I think yeah, that's amazing. And again, those things make me somewhat really feel good. That can make me smile for a long time. I can really burn on that kind of stuff. That is fuel for me. Also yesterday, the guy about that he's feeling much better about his weight. But I have a lot of talks and video drops that people simply very grateful. And not only that, see, I'm not asking for you to be grateful. I'm just asking you to put in the work, and then maybe to make me happy you would say, no, darling, I actually did something, and yeah, that makes me happy. So I'm gonna show you the store, because now I can, because when I talk a little bit negative about it, but now he did something very good over there. Sigari and alcohol next to sports bar F-Bet. So if you come to Lulin, mention the thing that he has now 1 liter Ariana bottles. Well done. I have a little date this evening. I'm also, because yesterday I forgot about mentioning the book recommendation, and like I said, I want to stick to some sort of format. So today's book is actually what I think is also incredible. It's also on my favorites, The Seasons of Life, and I'm reading it from my Goodreads account just to make my life a little bit easier. The Seasons of Life. And when you go to Goodreads, my Goodreads account, you can see all the snippets. A lot of snippets are made from this book as well, because I got actually, now when I'm looking at it, I got 13 books that are really, those are my favorites. And yeah, so the book is named The Seasons of Life by Jim Rohn. Again, I mentioned Jim Rohn before. And by the way, because I did forget yesterday the book, I don't want to mention now too, because, by the way, good job for the guy, really, because now, yeah, because I didn't tell him anything what I could do for him and that kind of stuff. The thing is, now he showed his best, now I'm gonna show him a little bit more, and from there, see, that is also something. This guy is not the biggest business, we all understand it, but try to understand this also. People talk, and if I give him the opportunity to get an extra 10,000 or 25,000 on a small alcohol store, well, trust me, those people gonna talk. Anyway, I'm doing this in many neighborhoods, so that is a part of the strategy. And then you might think, yeah, Dan, that sounds pretty selfish. Well, in the end, I am helping people. I don't ask anything, and I'm also not asking them to shut up or to talk good about me. So where is the, like the marketing companies pay me 1,500 euros for fucking nothing, then I'll run a shitty ad for you, and then you still have to pay for the put down the money for the shitty ads. I'm not asking for anything. I make the value on such a level that they cannot hold themselves from talking about me. It's what I'm doing in many neighborhoods, and it works out pretty good. Anyway, the book recommendation, don't go off topic, The Seasons of Life of Jim Rohn. And by the way, when it's about dating, I'm on all the apps, but on the apps I never get any fucking dates. Yeah, I get a lot of requests, weird messages. I'm even also on Facebook dating, boatload of gay people. With all the respect, I'm not gay. And the thing is, somehow the settings on Facebook dating, if you're into Facebook dating, I did the settings multiple times. I'm looking for women, not for men. But like I said, I'm not looking down on those people, but I accept. And it's also very weird, because if you got, let's say, 8 people who are interested in you, you cannot see who is interested in you. You can see only the first one, so you need to cross or and hard, so you actually deny straight away. You cannot first go through all of them and look for the best one. That's a very weird system. But anyway, like I said, for me those dating apps, they don't work out. I do real life stuff somehow, somewhat. When it's about let's say kinky chats, there are a lot of, and mainly Instagram. But anyway, that is another topic. Today's book, The Seasons of Life, beautiful. The same like the 5 major pieces of the life puzzle. That is incredible. If you're gonna read it and you get some very nice value from it, just hit me up on WhatsApp or whatever. You can find me pretty much everywhere, so let me know. Because tomorrow's book, and if you're watching again, I recommended this book also to one person in Austria. Still don't know where you are. He was pretty happy with it, and I'm not gonna mention the title yet. Anyway, we're gonna stop it now, and we still gonna end with a final thought, so I stick to the format of the video. A little bit about my vlogging journey, the training, a book recommendation, and a final thought. And I'm gonna add the B-rolls more and more. And like I said, everything stays how it is. I'm not gonna change wordings or cut scenes so you can, that I make myself look better than I am. I'm just a guy who is just exploring the world, my own fucking mind, and the things that I now think that it's valuable to share with other people, then I just share it. And if I'm just sounding like a lunatic, well, then you're probably right. Anyway, ciao for now. Always, I'm not, because I talked in the previous clip about the Facebook dating, and I'm not operating in the bullshit area. Look, at the moment, yeah, there's one name, but nobody will, because there are tons of people with this name. So you got, at the moment I got 10 people. I don't know if you can see it. They just want to match. See, and this is now the deceiving thing about it, because, like I said, I get requests from men, but the thing is, when I would click this, and then I click away. See, there is a difference between want to match and friendship. There is something that I don't understand about the Facebook dating, but sometimes I just click okay. Friendship is not a problem. the thing is, no, some people also totally don't look. I have to. I cannot mention it. You know, they don't look gay, but I just, you know, friendship. You know, I can be a friend. But then they start talking about weird stuff, which, you know, like always, I don't look down on anybody. But Facebook dating is very interesting, and yeah, if somebody is very experienced over there with you behind the camera with Facebook dating, maybe you can teach me a thing or one or two. I will return the favor with some other things regarding the dating stuff. Anyway, I want to drop this very quickly. Like always, everything is 100% straightforward, and I like. See, there is another thing about my format, and when I share a lot of stuff, the whole day things are also going on. And I'm 46 years on this planet, and let's say it like this: I'm pretty normal at the moment. But until I was 40, I think 40. I'm gonna say how it is. The last time I got arrested was 41. The first time that police got involved, and this is not about that I'm a bad guy. I'm not a bad person. I don't have bad intentions to, oh, I'm gonna hurt you so bad, but somehow my high level of energy brought me always with weird thoughts and weird actions, and especially when it got fueled by other people. And I'm not gonna put it on other people, but the thing is, I am a little bit like the Forrest Gump guy, or a Doberman. You don't play around with a Doberman, and if he goes, he goes. So the last time that I got arrested was 41, and the first time was actually that the police got involved with no, that was for I'm gonna say how it is. That was when I was 9, and that was with vandalism. Yeah, we decided to do something very stupid, but that was more or less. Anyway, can I turn back the time? No. If I could, would I? Yes. But do I regret anything what I did? No, because I can say and explain a lot why you shouldn't do things, because I've been there, done that, a lot of stuff on very high levels, and it's not to brag. I'm just admitting over here that I made a lot of mistakes. So I hope you can also understand this, that I'm not telling you, oh, I'm this and this, blah blah blah. No, I'm fucking nothing. I'm a nobody. I'm just exploring the world and trying to act as normal as possible and enjoy life. And at the moment, my purpose with these kind of videos is simply that I prevent somehow, somewhere on the planet, you behind the fucking screen, that he thinks or see things, oh, that sounds very stupid. I'm not gonna do that, because now I know also why you shouldn't do it. Anyway, ciao for now. So, like every day, I want to close the video, the vlog, with a thought, and because I'm going from this to this, and I'm preparing actually a little bit for a date. So, because I was actually talking about the liquor store, and then his girlfriend came, and if you see this video, you got great things going on, and because you actually want to do something with that business over there, and like I said, 2-3 days ago I actually made a thing about it. I want to close today with one, come on man, oh yeah, with this thought. And this is not about that I'm scripting now everything to make myself look good. No, I'm drinking beer. I'm doing a little bit on the. I need to do quick video calls. Prepare, then I go out, and just to say a little bit. Okay, one thing. When I went to one spot, and I didn't see the guy for, let's say, a couple of months, and he asked me, how are you doing? And as you know, I never ask how you're doing, I always ask what you're doing, because who gives really a shit? I do, but in general it's just small talk. So he asked me, how are you doing? I said, oh, I do fucking awesome, because I understand, I live life, I woke up this morning, I can walk, my knees are still good, my hips are still good, my everything is pretty still working, so everything is fucking awesome. That's how I always respond. But he said, could be better. Let me ask you this. If you run into people who say, I could do better, I counted. You think it could be worse? And then he looked at himself, and he's actually 1 year younger, I think he's older than me. But the thing is, I said, could it be worse? And he was thinking, yes, it could be worse. Think about it. So you're doing pretty good. Keep that in mind. People who say, yeah, okay, I know from here in Bulgaria they would say Gorodo, and that means, yeah, okay, I'm doing whatever. To be very honest, I don't meet a lot of people who say Gorodo, because the people also usually meet me, they know that I don't actually care about when you feel sorry for yourself. What is Gorodo? You got your whole fucking family, maybe you don't have enough money, but you do what you shouldn't do and eat donors and all that kind of stuff, and you just think that everything is Gorodo. And with all the respect to everybody, constantly I'm hammering on this because it sounds very disrespectful, but people who say, yeah, it could be better. The thing is, I counter. Could it be worse? So for example, you know, you're a little bit older. Yeah, been through worse. So you're in the fucking middle. Done deal. So another thing, oh yeah, and then I'm gonna really close the video for today, because I gotta go, and I want to do this because I came up back in the Airbnb that I'm now in, that everybody knows when you saw the previous video. If you didn't, subscribe. But when I walked in, and this is about being in Airbnbs, there was another guy, you know, all of a sudden, and I explained, you should do this, blah blah blah, go to this restaurant, you know, I explained things. So constantly, you know, I'm running into people, because I know from some people, they ask me, how do you run constantly in those people? How do you meet those people? I'm gonna tell you something else, and maybe you now watching Man from the Liquor Store, you know, people have girlfriends, people have family, people talk, and at one point, if you're not over here on this planet, or everything, you know, I'm not gonna give time to you, I'm not gonna give you value because I need to get paid now. You just live in such a small mindset, you know, and the thing is, when you just ripple effect, bam, 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 build up your energy. And I'm, like I said, from tomorrow I'm gonna start recording how I train exactly, and also why I'm doing specific kind of exercises. And like I said, and again, and I mentioned this on purpose, because multiple times I got attacked by, and let's say it like this, personal trainers in multiple occasions, 20 years younger than me, totally saying, no Dylan, I don't drink, I don't do this, I don't that. So people who are, let's say, developing businesses or whatever, yeah, you can live like a monk, and of course you don't have to go totally bananas on everything, but you know, you want to once in a while, no, I don't eat sugar things, but you want to eat that cake, you want to drink a fucking beer, you want to whatever. You take a girl out, you're gonna say, I'm only weighing proteins, and you know, you live a life. And in the meantime, if you still have a chance to actually get as close as possible, that you still look somehow, you know, reasonable, above average. But not only that, when it's about physical performance in any kind of you know, engagement, who do you think who's gonna make you more happier in the end? And I'm not saying this, everything needs to be sexual in the end, Alan. Think about it. who's gonna perform better? The guy who runs is capable of running, now let's say minimal 5 kilometers, or the guy who eats the whole day Cheetos, watching his big screen where he invested his last 1500 euros in, and sweats a little bit once in a while. No. Come on, people. And again, this channel is not about saying how bad people are, not at all, but I'm just trying to push a little bit, people. And if you hate it, then give me some thumbs down. If you get some sort of value from it, then give me a thumbs up or say something positive. But you know what, like I said yesterday, you know, one of the thoughts was also, you know, giving compliments are for free, but they are always accepted, and also people who give compliments with the expectation of, then it's better not to give compliments. So that's it for today. I need to get very, very, very fast moving forward, and yeah, I can show you a little bit. So this is you know, my notes for today. So we going fast and going on a date, try to make this person laugh and see what happens. But yeah, that's the way it is. So ciao for now. Tomorrow another day. From Friday we're gonna train people. By the way, no, I'm gonna keep it for myself like this. Ciao for now. Subscribe. Hit the bell. Ding ding ding.